Is the philosophy of objectivism by Ayn Rand related to the science of freedom taught in the philosophy of freedom? Okay, that's an excellent question. I'm not an expert on her writings to be able to explain it in a real clear way, and I haven't really done research on that. She gets this rap about selfishness, which I think is, like I said, I'm not an expert, but I think that's a misinterpretation. The Republicans grabbed onto her to kind of justify the rugged individualist who doesn't really give a damn about anybody else but themselves, and that's okay based on her philosophy, supposedly. Where in Ayn Rand, you have the individualist. In the philosophy of freedom, you have the ethical individualist, which makes a clear distinction, at least as far as how these two philosophies are understood.
Dancing fearless.
Well, the ethical individualist is the ideal of the perfect human being. I think Ayn Rand had an ideal human being that she wrote about in her books. But Steiner also has an ideal human being, which he considers the pinnacle of evolution, and that is the ethical individualist. It starts talking about the ethical individualist in chapter 9. It starts with free thinking, be able to receive an intuitive impulse to act. I did a video on that. The intuition develops into a goal and becomes part of your moral content. So within you, you have specific goals that consist of your moral content. An ethical individualist is one who applies that moral content to life. That's the highest principle for an ethical individualist, to apply those ideas, apply his ideas of what he considers to be right in his life. So the ultimate principle is to apply what you know to life. Because we have a gap, part 2 discusses a major gap between our ethical ideas and our actual behavior. The objective is to actualize the free spirit, to actualize what you consider to be right and who you really consider yourself to be. That's the highest principle that's taken up by the ethical individualists. And that would be ultimate freedom then. Steiner emphasizes ethics a lot, but the ethics and the morality are free. It's free morality. It's not a social norm of morality. It's based on what you consider your highest ideals. That doesn't mean that you can do anything. It's also based on consequences of your actions in regards to creating a lot of unnecessary disruption. So you can't really be a selfish person that's really wreaking havoc on the world and then say that you're free. Freedom will lead you to an ethical life. If you have moral norms given to you from the outside by some group or whatever, a list of ethics that you should obey in order to be a good person, well, then you're certainly not free. You're getting your principles from the outside and obeying an outside authority. That's why a lot of people resist political correctness, because they don't want to obey an outside authority over their lives. So the only way you can be free is select your own principles that you want to apply to life from the range of all possible ethical principles, not limited to a certain set of principles.
Try controlling yourself. Try acting as if you're the fundamental source of your own values, independent of any, what would you call it, transcendent ethical structure. Just see if you can do that. But try it for a week, try it for a month. I've never met anybody that could do it, not even for a moment.